September 30th, and I don't know where the month went, but I'm okay with it because I am ready to get into all of my Halloween candles for my October rotation. Y'all, this is a big one. I'm going to share a lot today. It's going to be a long video, so settle in, get prepped for this. Put pause on your computer, tablet, phone, TV, go get a snack and a drink and come back because we're going to be here a while. I have, per usual, divided these up by theme. So I have themes I like to do because in my open concept space, I often burn anywhere from, I don't know, 5 candles, 6 candles at a time. Usually at least 2 in the dining space, sometimes 1 in the kitchen, usually at least 1 back here. Sometimes if I'm like, have candles at the graveyard where they go to die, I'll have more than that going at once. So I like to have trays full of similar candles that I would burn together because they have similar scent profiles. So you're going to see those. You're going to see lots of themes. This first theme is huge, and I don't think I'm going to get through all these, but that's normal. I don't always get through all my candles. The first theme I have is like a gourmand theme. It's mostly pumpkin spice gourmand, but there's a few other items sprinkled in here. This is, I think, the biggest theme I have. Big surprise. I love gourmands. One of those is Abduction from Kringle. Love the label on their Halloween candles this year. Now this one wouldn't suggest that it's a gourmand candle. It's citrus, greens, herbal, wood, moss, and spiced amber, but when I smell it, and when I burned it, this smells like a pumpkin spice shortbread cookie to me. I don't know why. That's what I get. I asked the hubs. He says he does get more of the greens and the citrus in here. I'm nose blind to citrus a lot of the time. I don't get citrus at all. This just smells like a pumpkin spice shortbread. I really like it. It just doesn't smell anything like the scent notes. Another one, basically unscented, is from Kirkland's. Now, Kirkland's is a retailer, not to be confused with Costco's Kirkland brand. They're not the same thing. This is their spooky and groovy scent. It's cinnamon, fennel, and sweet. It's mostly like it almost feels like a sweet licorice. It's coming from the fennel, and then the cinnamon almost gives it like a pumpkin spice vibe. Again, mostly unscented, so it almost doesn't matter what I'm smelling because you're not going to be able to smell it anyways. This is Ghost Treats from Goose Creek. Love the label, which I did take off the wraparound, and it's left with this really cute front-facing label and the beautiful orange wax. This is Crunchy Cookie, Roasted Peanuts, Toasted Brittle, and Caramelized Sugar. This smells like you're eating peanuts from the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. It's salty, roasted peanut, sweet, almost like a caramel or a kettle corn vibe. It's delicious. I love it. Happy to have that in the theme this month. Pumpkin Spice Cupcakes from Target. This is one that I reviewed, picked it up for full price at Target. It's actually pretty good in terms of strength and throw. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one more. It's cream cheese frosting and ginger. Despite that, this smells more like a pumpkin spice buttercream to me. Again, I really like it, but I'm not sure that it is as advertised. Another one from Kringle, the Lil Devil. I opted for the cat one. I love the full moon and the bats in the background too. This is Lush Pumpkin, Sweet Nutmeg, Creamy Custard, Spicy Clove, Cozy Cinnamon, Rich Maple Syrup, Caramelized Sugar, Earthy Carrot, and Warm Vanilla. It feels like an earthy pumpkin spice, almost like a spiced bread with a little bit of sweetness. That carrot actually comes through really nicely on warm and just smells sweet and earthy. Yeah, this one's really pretty. If I recall, it wasn't the best strength and throw, but really none of those Halloween candles were, with the exception of another one that I have over here that was cologne-y. Sleepy Hollow is also in this theme. Again, love the label on that one. This is pumpkin spice, incense, cedarwood, clove, caramel, and citrus. I don't get much of the woodiness in here. There's just like a hint of woodiness and incense, but it's mostly, to me, pumpkin spice and caramel. It's a little bit sweet, almost like a burnt sugar. I do not get citrus in here, but again, I tend to be citrus nose blind, so it could be in there and I wouldn't know. Farmhouse Pumpkin from Goose Creek. Love the labels on this collection. This is Farmhouse Pumpkin Spiced Cake and Rich Buttercream. It is a delicious, creamy frosting, gourmandy spice. A little bit light on strength for me. Hoping that comes to life. A couple of you have mentioned that yours is performing well, so I'm hoping this sparks up after the second or third burn. I've still only done the initial test burn on that one. I'm going to light up my pumpkin spice latte. This is the white barn jar from last year. Last year when I burned the other one I had, it did not do well. Lots of sooting and just the jar got super mucky, but it's a new one. We're going to give it a try and see how it performs. It's pumpkin pie spice, freshly brewed espresso, homemade whipped cream. Is that different than store-bought? I don't know. Sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. I do like that you actually get what feels like an espresso note in here. It's a little bit bitter. You get a nice warm spice from the pumpkin spice in here. It's very creamy. It definitely smells like something I would like to drink. And if I recall, last year it was a good thrower and had good strength. So I'm excited to break into, that's my last one. My backup. They do have it out again this year. I'll probably pick it up at SAS if it's available, but I think for me, one this season is going to be enough. Fall Festival. This was an online exclusive from Bath & Body Works. This one is fresh pumpkin, spiced cinnamon, and sweet maple almond butter, and I love the almond butter in this. Yeah, it just adds like a creamy, nutty, not like raw nut, but almost like a marzipan nutty, and then that maple is syrupy. You get the spices in there. I don't know that I'd say I really get fresh pumpkin. Yeah, to me, this is like marzipan with some spice in it. Some pumpkin spice. Delicious. I'm not complaining. Happy to have that one. Last one in this rotation is a circa 1955 candle in the Pumpkin Beignets scent. I did burn this one, I think just once or twice for my, did a lit review on these. This one actually does have good strength and throw for me. Some of her candles do not, and I've been having some issues with, you'll actually see those in my empties video tomorrow. I'm having some issues with some of them that I have where they're just not scented. They're not strong at all. So I'm finding, I mean, I guess this is true of any brand, but I'm at about a 50-50 rate with circa 1955 at this point. There are some super stellar candles that I love that I would definitely and have rebought, but there are also ones where I'm just like, I don't recognize this. Like, this doesn't feel like the brand to me. So just beware. The burning experience, the deeper I get into that company, the more of a risk it's starting to feel like. So this one is a performer. Happy to have this one. It's not super sweet though, y'all. It's very bready. It's very warm spice. It feels almost more like a pretzel fragrance to me. It's good. But it's not like deep fried dough sort of sense. It's more of just like a nice baked dough. Okay, that is that theme. Now we have the pumpkin theme that is like not so edible, and that is pumpkin carving from Bath & Body Works. This is last year's label and lid. Got this at SAS for 75% off. It's freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, and smooth brown sugar. This is just a delicious, like dry spice. It almost feels like a potpourri spice with like a creamy, starchy, I mean, you could tell me it's pumpkin and I would believe you, but it just feels creamy and a little bit starchy in the background. Yeah, really pretty. And I love the wax color on this. It's one of the things I love about the October rotation is the beautiful Halloween colors. I love the orange and the purple and the reds. So vibrant. And the answer from Goose Creek to pumpkin carving at Bath & Body Works is their jack-o'-lantern. Although I will tell you, I like this one better. This one actually smells legit like the guts of a pumpkin. That kind of like, it's almost a high-pitched, I don't want to say tart, but like, kind of hits you in the same space. You get that sense of like, you've just scooped out a pumpkin after, you know, cutting the top off and getting ready to carve it. You get that note. Much more pumpkin forward. And then this one, has just a hint of spice. It says spooky spice. I don't know what that means. I think it's just a play on words, but it's just a little bit warm. It's mostly pumpkin, and it's delicious. It's well done. It's authentic. I really like it. I'm also going to do white pumpkin from Bath & Body Works. Now this one is definitely more spice forward. It's gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm blended spices. Yeah, I mean, after smelling those two, this one almost feels perfumey. Like it's so potpourri spicy. And I really don't get whatever pumpkin that's supposed to be in here. I do pick up on the ginger, which is nice. Kind of craving more of that caramel glaze too. I think some sweetness would help balance it out. My favorite, Pumpkin Bonfire from Bath & Body Works. I love this one. This is just perfection. So it's white pumpkin, which you kind of get a sense of the white pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds and glowing embers, and this is just a smoky clove pumpkin scent. Oh, it's so good. I feel like the clove, in the way that it's playing with the embers, it almost ends up smelling like a tinge perfumey or cologne-y to me. But it almost feels more like a body lotion that I would wear, and not something that I'm super offended by. The clove feels very potpourri-like. I really, really like the Pumpkin Bonfire from Bath & Body Works. I'm glad they brought it back this year. I got that at SAS last year. Definitely will pick that up at Winter SAS if it's available. Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, also an online exclusive from Bath & Body Works. Warm cinnamon, fresh ground clove, vanilla cream, and brown sugar. This one really dances the line between like getting tossed in the gourmand pile and being in this one, but it belongs in this one because it's pretty spice forward. I think the clove that's in here is lovely. It's very dry. It feels very kind of like powdery or barky. The brown sugar is not too sweet. The vanilla is not too creamy, and the cinnamon is just delicious. It's beautiful. And the way it plays with the clove, it's more of a like a cinnamon bark. This whole thing just feels very dry and very warm at the same time. So love the color of the wax on that one as well. And the last one in this theme is Everything Fall from Goose Creek. I love this kind of like colonial cottage vibe on the label. It's apple peel, autumn spice, pumpkin leaves, and cedarwood. And this one, the leaves note in here, the cedarwood, it's very earthy. It feels like fall air to me. Tie that in with the spice note that's in here, and it feels like it belongs in this one because it's giving me like pumpkin vibes, but it also just has this delicious earthiness to it that I can really appreciate. And sometimes it's good to have a little bit of diversity within a theme, because you don't realize until you start mixing candles how nice it can be when you blend other elements. So like adding in an earthy pumpkin spice candle to, say, Goose Creek's jack-o'-lantern, which is mostly creamy pumpkin, that's really going to ramp up the pumpkinness that's in this, and they'll play really nicely together. So it's fun to have like elements that are similar, but not have like all of the exact same type of candle in a theme. And that way you really can make the space feel much more dynamic in terms of scent. And the last one in this theme, I just realized I have one sitting on the side because it didn't fit well in the tray, is Yankees Moonbeams on Pumpkins. And this is from, is this last year or the year before? 23. So yeah, this is 2 years ago that I bought this. I had one, I'm pretty sure that I burned it. Really, really liked it, finished it off, and then bought this one as a backup. Have had it sitting on the shelf since that year, 2 years ago. And now I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit unscented. We'll see. I hope that it survives. It is starting to get some of that, like, the oil separating from the wax, which is okay. You can still burn it. It's not necessarily going to affect the way that it smells. I don't remember the scent notes on this. If I can find it, I'll put it somewhere here for you, but this kind of just smells like a nice spicy pumpkin. It's pretty simple, and I just love the wax color, and I love the picture on the front. It's very comforting to me. So I think I have 3 apple themes this month, which is a lot for someone who's not crazy about apple. However, apple is growing on me, so for now I'm okay with it. The first theme is more of like an earthy apple mixed with like spices or leaves or something that feels a little bit outdoorsy. So I'm going to do Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple. This is Red Delicious Apple, Fall Pumpkin, Fresh Ground Cinnamon, and Clove Buds. Yeah, this gives me like pumpkin spice vibes. I would absolutely light this with the previous theme as well. But the apple in here is very tart, very juicy, very red apple. I like it, but it feels very, very strong on the apple vibe. The next one is Spiced Fallen Leaves from Goose Creek. This is Crisp Apple, Pear Nectar, Autumn Spice, and Fallen Leaves. The apple in this is a little bit more, I think it's both tart, but it also feels a little bit more like overripe. It feels more earthy. And then you just get what feels like literal fallen leaves, like you're walking through an orchard that has leaves that have fallen and are kind of starting to decay. So it's earthy, it's juicy, it's a little bit sweet from the pear in here. Really, really like that one. All right, I had to get up and close the blinds. The light is shifting. I think the sun might be trying to come out, and it really creates a lot of glare in the background. So sorry for the cut. It happens. Also in this theme, Cool Harvest Morning. Now this does not smell that good on cold, but on warm, this is amazing. Also, I do have Autumn from Bath & Body Works. I don't think these are comparable. They smell the same, but this one is better. The Strength and Throw is better. I feel like I get more complexity with this one. I think Goose Creek did better on theirs. This is Fresh Apple, Cool Morning Mist in Autumn Woods. Yeah, the apple in this is just so tart. Pair that with whatever the note is. It's the Cool Morning Mist. And the woodiness. Phenomenal. And I love the label on that. I'm going to be saying that a lot. I love the fall labels. Goose Creek's Fall Festival is also in this theme. Now this one I'm not as crazy about. It's just a little bit weird to me. It's Falling Leaves, Apple Spice, Ginger, Warm Cinnamon, and Cedar. And something in here is smelling sweet to me. Like I'm registering like frosting or vanilla. It's not gourmandy. It just smells sweet. And I don't really feel like I get any of these scent notes on cold. And I honestly don't remember what that smelled like on warm. I don't remember it ranking that high in that lit review episode I did. We'll see how it does. I'll report back in my empties. Leaves from Bath & Body Works. This was kind of a last minute fall pickup. I was going to pass on it this year and then was like, you know what? I need it. Crispy Red Apple, Golden Nectar, and Warm Clove Spice. This is like classic Bath & Body Works. Super, super appley. Just a burst of apple juiciness in here with clove. So the spice is a little bit potpourri-ish to me. But I really like clove, and I like the apple in that. That's actually a candle I've been buying for years and really enjoy it every time I buy it. I just felt a little bored of it this year. That's why I was going to pass. But then on the last minute, I was like, you know what? Just add it to the bag. This one is This is Autumn. It's apple, leaves, oats, caramel, and spice. I think this one, you could put this one in the Gourmand one too. You could also put this one in the one that's more just like straight up pumpkin because the apple note in this is not that strong to me. It's in there, but I get mostly what feels like pumpkin spice with oats. So that's the This is Autumn candle. That's it for this theme of apple. The next apple theme are ones that are more edible. I want to eat these or drink these. Apple cider from Goose Creek. Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as Bath & Body Works apple cider in my opinion. But to be fair, this doesn't have a caramel note in it. It's autumn apple, spiced cider, and cinnamon stick. If I remember on warm, this is just like your classic apple cider candle. I like it, but a little bit boring. Cider and sweaters. I'm not crazy about this one. And I know some of y'all, I think I actually like offended somebody in the comments last time. This is like your favorite candle and you're like, how do you not like it? Because we're all different and we don't always like the same thing. And that's good for you. It means there's more available for you. there's something about this candle I don't like, and maybe I will grow to enjoy it once I've burned through a full candle of it. It's apple pastry, crumbled oats, in a mug of warm cider. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it smells edible at least. I just feel like I just get a lot of spice in here, and I kind of want more pastry. I want more apple. I want more oats. It just feels very spicy, almost potpourri-ish to my nose. Spiced apple toddy from Bath & Body Works. This one's warm apple brandy, spiced plum, tart cranberry, and cinnamon stick. And with the cranberry in here, it really changes the apple vibe compared to these other ones. The cranberry it's artificial to me. It's not like a tart, fresh cranberry. It almost feels a little bit creamy, almost body care-esque. And then the brandy is just a hint boozy. But it's an apple brandy, so it's also like tart and sweet at the same time. And the cinnamon stick is very barky, and it's also very much in the background. This is mostly apple and cranberry. On cold. I haven't burned that one yet. Glazed apple donut from Goose Creek. This is from last year. Didn't get through a whole lot of it before I put it back in the closet. This is glazed donut, apple filling, sugar, and vanilla. I remember this one being or feeling mostly like donut and glaze. I don't remember the apple being real strong last year. I'm really curious to see what I think about it this year after having not smelled it for a while. This one, as of the making of this video, has not come back out yet. We keep waiting for it. They usually do like a fall donut series actually around this time. So I'm expecting it, if it's going to come out soon. Cider Lane from Bath & Body Works. This is warm caramel, Granny Smith apple, dark brown sugar, and ground clove. Yeah, mostly apple with a hint of caramel. It's definitely like a molten, ooey gooey caramel like you would expect on a caramel apple. And the spice is super subtle. I think that was an online exclusive this year, if I recall. And the last one in this theme is the Black Candy Apple from Goose Creek. This is one of their Halloween candles that came out. It's glowing green apples, molten caramel, and toasted black coconut flakes. What are black coconut flakes, y'all? Now that I'm smelling this and I've gotten through, which you'll see in my empties, the coconut caramel apple scent, these are very similar. And that one was amazing, just absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to reorder it, but it was sold out. I also wanted to reorder the wax melts because those are powerful, sold out. So I don't know, maybe I'll grab another one of these if it's still available. It's very similar. It's delicious. I like it more now than I did when I did the review. Let's add that to the conversation. And the last apple theme is like my spooky apple, my poisonous apple. The blenders that are going to go with my poisonous apple. And let me start with the Evil Queen, because I feel like she needs to be front and center. This one is dark red apple, vanilla suede, and wicked pear. And for me, I get In the Stars mixed with apple and a hint of pear. By the way, I was really happy. I was watching Kent over at the Candle channel and his review of Evil Queen and Maleficent. I have never felt more confident in my sniffer as when he compared both this one and Maleficent to the exact same scents and vibes that I did. I was like, oh, it made me so happy. So anyways, if you haven't seen his review, check it out. He basically said what I said, that this one smells like In the Stars. So I was happy that I wasn't the only one that picked up on that. And to have someone who is so well versed in fragrance and candle reviews validate me. He didn't come out and say, oh yeah, Tracy said, but like to watch that and hear him say it, I was like, oh wow, my sniffer is better than I thought it was. So anyways, I think this smells like In the Stars, which is why I am going to be burning it with the In the Stars Honey Crisp Apple Blends candle that I picked up at SAS. Because this one is Starflower, Sandalwood Musk, Golden Honey Crisp, Apple Blossom, and it smells just like In the Stars with apple. Yeah, it smells like this candle, but without the pear. That's my personal opinion. But to ramp up the pear with those two, I'm also going to burn spring apple. Plus, I think this looks like Snow White, so it'll go well. Apple trees, vanilla, and sweet pear. Yeah, this is a pear candle. Pear with vanilla. A little bit sweeter than the pear that's in the Evil Queen. So those three will all go really nice together. And then to ramp up more of the apple, I'm going to include the Macintosh apple candle from Goose Creek. I hauled this one recently. Juicy red apple, green leaves, and orchard woods. And this smells, to me, just like the Bath & Body Works Macintosh that I'm currently working on in my September rotation. I might have that done by the empties. We'll see. I haven't filmed the empties video yet, so. And last one in this theme is the classic, the OG. Well, not really, because it only came out, what, a year or two ago? Candy Apple Cauldron from Bath & Body Works. I really like this jar from last year. I actually think I like it better than this year's. Hubs really likes this one. Mysterious green apple, simmering sugar, and crystallized bergamot. It is perfumey. It was like apple perfume to me from the bergamot, but I like it. It's green apple. It's super tart. Very high on the register. It hits you in the nostrils. Looking forward to breaking that back out again this year. I lied. There was one more in this tray. I moved it because it doesn't really go with these other ones, although I do think it hits kind of on the same place, but not as perfumey as the Candy Apple Cauldron. And that is the circa 1955 Oogie's Green Apple Lemonade. Now, I have burned this one, at least in the tin, and it did have strength and throw, which is why I picked up 2 of these, because I really like it. It is like fresh, juicy apple paired with a really kind of tart and sweet lemonade. Yeah, it just feels fresh and bright and juicy and something I want to drink. So maybe that could have gone in the other one in edibles, but it feels brighter and like more poisoned with these apples here. Do you see the stack? It is growing, you all. It is growing. Last theme on this side of my body is, these are like pumpkin gourmandies. Yeah. Or candy. It's more gourmand. I don't know why I separated these. Maybe these are more just straight up pumpkin gourmand. That's what it's looking like. Pumpkin Donut Shop is one of those. Online exclusive from Bath & Body Works. Glazed donuts, warm pumpkin spices, sprinkled with powdered sugar. Yeah, and this smells more like a pretzel than a donut to me. I don't mind it. The pretzel scents are actually growing on me right now. I actually have sugared pretzel twist behind me in the Maleficent candle holder over there. That, I'm actually really loving it. I'm going to pick that up at SAS if I see it, although it was at SAS this year for 75% off, so who knows if it'll be around for winter, but if it is, I'm going to grab another one of those. Candy corn cupcake from circa 1955. This is one that took a third of the way through to start to project and have strength. It is very ooey gooey marshmallow. I feel like I get a hint of like the waxiness of a candy corn. Not a super strong beast of a thrower, but it will add some nice like background elements to these other gourmandies. Scooby-Doo's Dining Hall Terrors. This was the only gourmand in that collection. It's warm sugar cookie, vanilla icing, and Scooby sprinkles. Yeah, it just smells like a delicious buttercream with a hint of what feels like the brown bottom of a sugar cookie with some I feel like you get the waxiness of the sprinkles. Although, if I recall, on warm, you don't get the waxy sprinkle note anymore. I don't remember the review on that one, y'all. I have reviews, I think, on almost everything I have here. Candy corn from Goose Creek. Y'all, I have like 2 backups of this year's label and last year's label. So I need to get through this. And this one's super sooty, but y'all, I wasn't doing good candle care last year when I was burning from Goose Creek. So I think this is me, not the jar. Yeah, I was extinguishing candles with the lid back then, which is just a big no-no. If you don't want your candle to smell like soot, that is. This one's marshmallow cream, powdered sugar, soft caramel, and vanilla. Yeah, very creamy, very marshmallow, very waxy. To me, this is the most legit candy corn scent that I have smelled. I also have Ghosty and Roasty, Caramel Almond and Sugar Cane, again from Kirkland's, again, basically unscented. Yeah, this is just caramelly. Feels a little bit like coffee, a coffee note in there from the burnt sugar, but it doesn't matter because you can't smell it on warm anyhow. That's really just for decoration. And then I'm going to break into Virgil's Candy Corn from South of Sanity. I did watch my friend Marie's review over on Meet Miss Marie, and she said the strength on this one is pretty bad, pretty low, like a 3, I think she said. She ended up lamping hers, which I will probably burn 1 or 2 times, and if it doesn't come through as a powerhouse, I'm going to lamp it, because she said it also kind of developed a little bit of an odd smell about halfway through. It is super light on cold, especially in comparison to his Halloween Night, which I have over here in my witchy theme. This one doesn't seem to have the oomph that the other one does, but I'm going to try it anyways because I did buy it, and I want to give it its fair chance to shine. Okay, that is that side. Let me get readjusted so I can switch direction here. All right, the first theme that I have over here that I'm going to do is like, I don't even know how I would describe these really. Mysterious, earthy. Yeah, just kind of like spooky Halloween, earthy sort of vibes. One of those is Homework's Mischief and Magic by Slatkin & Co. This is Dark Cherry, Woodland Cranberry, Cinnamon Spice, and Smoked Cedarwood. This is very earthy. Just straight up cherry wood. I feel like you get a hint of what feels like cherry fruit, but it's also very like raw wood. Ends up literally smelling like cherry wood that you would use to like smoke meat. Yeah, a little bit incensey. This one does actually have some strength and throw. I didn't see this one come back this year, unless I missed it. That's from last year. Library Secrets from the Scooby-Doo line at Goose Creek. This is Aged Paper, Vintage Leather, Book, and Warm Spices. Yeah, there's earthiness in this from like the papyrus, the paper note, but then you just get this beautiful spice combo that feels a little bit like Cozy Sunday Night from Bath & Body Works. So it's like bookish, but spicy, a little bit mysterious because you can't figure out what you're sniffing. I like it for that reason. Y'all, Graveyard Whispers, my favorite of the Scooby-Doo line, and probably one of my favorite new Halloween candles this year. Green grass, graveyard soil, and wet moss, and this is just delicious. It is fresh, it is earthy, it is green, it smells like you literally just dug a grave. I get a dirt element, I get like the broken grass that's kind of damp from the shovel digging into the dirt. Oh, I love that one so much. I think I ordered 2 or 3 of those as backups. I like it that much. New to me, Small Business. This is from Witch Nose candle. I don't know about this one. It smells super light on cold, and this was a very expensive candle. I forget what I paid for this. We only bought one because I was like, I'm not buying more than one because of the price. This is the Reaper Field scent. I don't remember what the scent notes are. It had a bunch of really cool stuff in it, like hay, and I forget. There was other stuff where I was like, wow, this is gonna smell wild. And then honestly, it's kind of boring. Yeah, it just smells a little bit grassy, like earthy. And there's something kind of sweet in here. Not what I was expecting. Also smells really light on cold. I don't have much hope, but I am reserving full judgment until this shows up in my empties or a destash video if it doesn't perform. We shall see. Chest of Chaos from Kringle. This one is Warm Spice, Amber, Peach, Vanilla, Tonka Bean, and Amber. But honestly, really all I get with this is Tonka Bean and Amber. I don't get Peach, I don't get Spice. I don't really get Vanilla either. Very earthy, very woody. I enjoy it for those reasons. I am also going to burn in this theme Scarlet Woods from Homeworks. This one, y'all, is phenomenal. Good strength and throw on this one, too. Scarlet Red Woods, cardamom, clove bud, and vanilla. Yeah, this is just a good scent, I think, for October. You could burn this in November because of that cinnamon note that's in here. I feel like you could do this in December because the sweetness caused from the vanilla. It's almost like a woody, spicy gourmand candle. It's the best way I can describe it. And Amy over at, I can never remember her channel name, Beloved Fragrance Finds. It's also really hard for me to say it, to like form the words in my mouth. She introduced this to me, which I appreciate because I love it so much. I love the way the candle looks when lit. It's a little bit spooky, so that's why I'm doing it in October. Also in this like earthy vibe is Dark Harvest from Homeworks. Love the pumpkins on this one. Also introduced to me by Amy. This is Midnight Blackberry, Glowing Amber, Crushed Cardamom, and Musk. This one also is decent in terms of strength and throw. Oh, yeah, that's so beautiful. The spice in here is just gorgeous. It's a very woody spice. I feel like the cardamom comes through almost like a barky note to me. The amber in here is earthy without going the way of like perfumey or cologne. The musk just adds like a warmth to it. And I don't get a lot of fruit from the blackberry. It's just like a hint of something that feels a little bit sweet. So happy to have this one as well. Y'all, this theme is large. I didn't realize, I just like keep pulling out items from this theme. That's okay. I like it, but there's a lot here for this one. Nevermore from Kringle. This one is chai spice, honey, sandalwood, tea, cinnamon, and floral. I put this one in here because something about this just feels very earthy to me. I think it's the honey note. It feels very sweet and like amber-esque, very almost resinous to me. It's definitely a honey candle in my opinion. Reminds me a lot of the honeybee tea from Yankee. So very earthy, but also a little bit sweet. And then I have two kind of like foresty pine sort of vibes. One of those is Haunted Hollows, which I absolutely love. You should pick this one up if it's still available and you like pine scents. It's wood smoke, fir, herbal, apple, patchouli, and musk. Yeah, the pine is just gorgeous. It's high-pitched. It's very, very bright and sharp. A little bit sweet. I don't get much of a smoke note in this at all. I think the sweetness is probably coming from the apple, and then the patchouli is just adding like this hint of warmth. Yeah, gorgeous. I should probably buy a backup of that, honestly. And then one that I have a little bit of hope for, because I did burn this one already, and it did perform, which is impressive for a village candle, and that is the Forbidden Forest scent. I'm just going to read you the ones on the front. There's way more than that, but it's pine, herbaceous, cedarwood, and smoke. Yeah, and this is just like a forest. I don't get a lot of the smoke. You definitely get the pine and the cedarwood. It definitely feels green. It's not as like deep woods as the Hollows one from Kringle, but does add some nice complexity with that green note in there. The next theme I have is super small. It's only 3 candles. I'm calling it like my fizzy soda theme. One of those is Ice Cream Float from Bath & Body Works. This one's not a powerhouse, but it does smell like one of those like Coke vanilla gummies, and you do get a sense in your nostrils of the fizzy cola that's in here. It's fizzy cola, frightful vanilla float, and spooky sweetness. That'll be really fun with the 2 older candles that Charity picked up for me from a sale that she went to. These are both from Goose Creek. One of them is Frankenfizz. This one is super tangy. It feels a little bit like powdery, very effervescent. That's just so fun. And I love the old label. And I love the old jar on this one. This is Forbidden Elixir by Goose Creek. It's got some discoloration from being old. This is their old school large jars, paraffin wax. Yeah, if I recall, there's a cotton candy note in this. And I want to say like blue raspberry. It smells really good. Cannot wait to try the large jar from Goose Creek. I've never had one of the large jars, and y'all have done nothing but sell me on them. All right, what is next? Okay, so next is my witchy vibe theme. One of those is Witch's Spell from Homeworks, Slatkin & Co. Love the jar on this one. The wraparound is so fun. Very Halloween. Black lid. This is Black Apple, Autumn Pear, Cinnamon, and Caramel. Yeah, I swear I get like a black licorice note in this. It's very sweet. It reminds me of like jelly beans and candy. It feels like trick-or-treat goodness. It's not what I was expecting based off of the scent notes, but I do really enjoy it. Decent strength on this one. Medium, leaning towards light, which is actually pretty good for a Homeworks candle. That's where we're at, y'all. The Stellar candle from Virgil, South of Sanity, is Halloween Night. This one is so good, so amazing. It actually, to me, smells just like Goose Creek's, the one they just released from the vault, Halloween Party. But his performs better and is actually much stronger. So unlike what I've heard about the candy corn, this one really does pack a punch. Yeah, so good. Earthy, woody, patchouli. Now, I think Virgil does earthy, spooky scents really, really well, both in the wax melts and in the candles. I will say his gourmandy wax melts don't perform as well, so that might be on par with like the candle gourmandies. I know he tends to gravitate towards the spooky, woody stuff, so maybe that explains it. But I can tell you this candle is phenomenal. I have 2 of these also. Halloween Party from Goose Creek is Halloween Fog, Smoked Incense, Warm Patchouli, and Graveyard Mist, and I get almost entirely patchouli on this one. And it is the same patchouli note that is in Witch's Brew. So if you like Witch's Brew, but you want the spice removed and like the anise removed, this will be a go-to for you. I like them both. I'm going to burn them together. But, you know, this one doesn't smell anymore. This is Witch's Brew. This is from 23, I believe. No, y'all, this is from 22. This is the year I stopped being able to smell Witch's Brew. I thought I had some from 23. I may have destashed those. Such a beautiful, beautiful scent. It is warm, patchouli, it is earthy, it is sweet. I feel like I get like a black licorice Necco vibe from this candle. It feels like just a tinge incensey or smoky. Oh, I wish I could smell it. I mean, at this point, I'm usually impressed when I can even get an essence of it on cold because Yankee's gotten that bad. Another dupe of Witch's Brew is Goose Creek's Witch's Cauldron. This is last year's label. I did, however, buy 3 from this year's collection. That's how much I like this one. Sold out now, by the way. This is Witch's Brew, Dark Fog, Patchouli, Woods, and Soft Anise. So again, you have like the patchouli note that's in this one. But this one has the spice note that's in Witch's Brew from Yankee. And then this one has what feels like a tinge of like cologne-y essence to it. At first, that cologne note was a little bit off-putting to me, but when you warm it, it really just helps to project the patchouli and the spice that's in here, and it's tolerable. So I am very sensitive to cologne smells, and that one does not bother me. This one I recently picked up from Kringle in the Japanese maple. And you wouldn't think this is going to be witchy based off of the label, but it has patchouli in it along with wood and moss, amber, citrus, and fir. So it feels very witchy to me. It's woody. It's a little bit sweet. And that patchouli is very earthy. It's not very strong on cold. I'm a little bit worried about how this will perform on warm, but I'm excited to give it a try. I also love Japanese maple trees. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I have quite a few of them in my neighborhood, and I like how some of them are all yellow, some are all orange, some are all red. They're just really pretty. And then the last one, this is the one that's cologne-y and pretty strong from Kringle, London Fog. This one is amber, floral, bergamot, saffron, moss, and amber again. Yeah, super perfumey, also a little bit cologne-y, very kind of earthy as well. I actually think this one is a good tie-in to the next theme, which is almost entirely floral based and mostly rose. I have what's left of my Enchantress spell from Yankee. I had this in my February burn rotation and got through half of it. I was burning it because rose for Valentine's Day plus the red wax. It also works for Halloween because it's a very dusty rose. So pretty. They didn't bring it back this year, which makes me really sad. This was one that actually does perform. It has good strength and good throw. And of course, for that reason, I'm thinking they didn't bring it back. 2 from Kringle in this theme. One of those is the Exorcism. This is bergamot, eerie lemon, eucalyptus, black tea, cucumber, haunted rose, cursed cedarwood, beeswax, amber, and earthy musk. Kringle, you gotta stop with so many scent notes. Especially because this just smells like sweetness, cedarwood, and rose. I get a hint of what feels like a juicy lemon. There's definitely like a robust black note in here that feels like almost like a fruit black tea or like a Lipton's black tea. You get the rose. It feels very cryptic. Yeah, this is nice. If I recall, this was my number 1 and still is. I really like the complexity of that. And the rose note in there isn't as strong as what it is in the Cabin in the Woods. And I do really like this one as well. Golden saffron, rose, black truffle, crocus flower, patchouli, vanilla, agarwood, and oak moss. Yeah. Dusty rose. Almost like a rose potpourri or like a rose deodorant. It's so powdery and dusty. But also kind of resinous from, I'm guessing that's the oak moss or like saffron that's in here. There's something warm that feels a little bit like honey-like or high-pitched. I don't know. All I know is that one's divine and it actually has strength and throw. Maleficent belongs in here because she's a rose candle despite there not being a rose note in the scent list. It's Sinister Plum, Midnight Berries, and Mystical Woods. Yeah, this is just rosy to me. I'm actually picking up on some of the plum now. This has been compared to Into the Night. I think the rose notes are similar. Can't compare this to Dark Velvet Oud, and when he said that, I was like, yes, that's actually much more close to what this is. But yeah, this is a rose candle, and I like it. I'm here for it. I don't mind. And then because the hubs and I have our anniversary on the 2nd, I did pick up the Happily Ever After. It is not Halloween, but it is anniversary related. And this one is technically called Love Letters. It also says Wedding Day on the bottom. White wedding bouquet, peony petals, and sheer woods. This is like a creamy peony to me. I don't know what in here is making it feel creamy, but it feels more like a peony scented like body lotion. I like it. I also am still finishing up the Happy Anniversary one from last month's rotation, so that'll be added to this rose theme as well. Couldn't get through that one. I tried. Not because I didn't like it, just because it didn't really, and this is the problem with having like special occasion candles in a rotation, it just didn't gel well with what my other themes were, which then just made it so I wasn't gravitating towards it because I was trying to burn through themes. So from there, it just was like, well, maybe next month. And that works out okay because I do have so many rose candles in this particular rotation. All right, y'all, we have a couple more trays. We're almost there. We're almost there. This one is Haunted House Mysteries, one of the Scooby-Doos from Goose Creek. It is scent notes of aged, cedarwood, bright bergamot, black tea leaves, and earthy moss. Yeah, this one is like my graveyard headstone theme, kind of like spooky, outdoorsy, dry cement vibes. This one, I actually really like the moss note that's in here. It's really pretty. So it's like a woody moss scent to me. Feels a bit like I'm sniffing around in damp grave. Twilight Graveyard, also from Goose Creek. I do like this one as well. Also has a moss note. It's graveyard soil, tombstone moss, and misty fog. It's much sweeter than the other one. I get a sweetness with this. And the moss feels a bit more, I don't think perfumey is the right word, but it feels a bit more like cologne-y or perfumey to me. Haunted Spellbook from Goose Creek. This one is the one that has the, was it paper note? Yeah. Vintage leather binding, aged paper, and dusty cedarwood. Kind of ends up smelling like a really old haunted library. If I remember correctly, not powerful and warm, wanted it to be stronger. I'm going to refire up Ghostly Grounds from circa 1955. Very earthy, very sweet. Yeah, that's really pretty. I don't remember how that one performs. This is new to me, Grim Grinning Ghosts from circa 1955. This is from the Haunted Mansion ride. This one I think has a cement accord in it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how cement smells, like right after it rains. Very earthy, kind of dark, a little mysterious. And the last one in this theme is the Halloween Bonfire. This is Bonfire Smoke, Bone Chilling Birch, and Palo Santo. Yeah, super smoky, very woody. Yeah, I don't know that it fully goes in this particular theme, but it's the one that it fit in with best because of that smoke note that's in there. The next one is what I'm calling my like body care vanilla theme. I'm going to break into this one. It's going to break my heart to go through it, but I'm going to do it because I want to try it. This was gifted to me. Whipped cream and cashmere. Very pretty. So warm. Doesn't have the scent notes on here. It's like warm vanilla body care. I feel like there might be like a sandalwood note in there. Spellbound, also by circa 1955. This one did deliver, but not until we got to right here. This one's very feminine. If I recall, there's a blackberry note in here, but it also has like a body care vibe to it with some vanilla. So I put it in this theme because I feel like that's where it best fit. Wicked Vanilla Woods with last year's jar with the snake lid. The Hubs actually bought this for me off of eBay because we couldn't find it at SAS, and we looked at 27 stores last winter trying to find this and nobody had it. So he bought it for me on eBay, which I thought was really nice. Yeah, like spicy vanilla body care. Magical vanilla, glowing amberwood, and enchanted pink pepper. That is out again this year. I did get the new label. I don't think I'm going to get through it this year, however. Bonfire Blanket from Goose Creek. This is Bonfire Marshmallows, Bourbon Vanilla, Caramelized Amber, and Cashmere Musk. Yeah, this is straight up like vanilla body care. I don't even get smokiness in here at all. And I wouldn't say it's a marshmallow. It's not ooey gooey. It's just like a sweet vanilla with a perfumey amber note. It's gorgeous, but it's not as packaged. We're going to do Kinda Cozy from the new Fall Decor collection at Goose Creek. Warm Amber, Cashmere Musk, and Sugared Vanilla. Yeah, this one is more perfumey. The amber note in here is a little bit more high-pitched. It's not as warm. It's not as sweet, but it is delicious. And the last one in the body care vanilla theme is the Hoodie Season. And I do really like this one. This is Soft Hoodie, Lavender Woods, and Creamy Vanilla. This one feels a lot like Warm and Welcome to me. Not the same, but very similar. For that reason, it's a winner. And my last, yes, my last 3-wick theme is fruit that isn't apple. Because there's a lot of apple. One of those is the Scary Cherry Brownie, which is scary. To me, this smells like a smashed chocolate-covered maraschino cherry that was in Grandma's purse for a bit. It feels a little bit old, a little bit dusty, and very like maraschino fake cherry with melted chocolate. I think it was Taylor over at Candle Coven. I think she said it reminded her, was it her, of a Tootsie Pop? I can see that. The chocolate note in here does give me like Tootsie Roll vibes. It's Blood Red Cherry, Creepy Cocoa, and Frightening Fudge Brownie. You know, I don't fully dislike it. It's just weird, and I want to give it a try. Vampire Blood from Bath & Body Works is red berries, night blooming jasmine, and petrifying plum. The hubs really likes this one. We picked this up at SAS last year with the fancy skull lid. Very sweet. Very artificial to my nose. Mostly plum and like a unidentifiable berry note. I don't mind it. It's not offensive to me, but he really, really likes it. Berry Pumpkin Strudel from Goose Creek, which is a dupe of Bath & Body Works Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. This might be one of my favorite fall fragrances from Bath & Body Works ever. I think I bought 4 or 5 of these, and I'm down to my last 1.5. I've been burning them for the last 2 years because they didn't bring it back last year, and they didn't bring it back this year. But luckily, Goose Creek brought it out this year. And it is almost a 1-for-1 dupe. This just is a beautiful, like, spiced blueberry. It kind of feels like you're making like a blueberry crumble, but you don't have the oats. So it's like warm spice with blueberry note. It's divine. So Bath & Body Works says farm fresh blueberries, ripe pumpkin, and autumn spice. Goose Creek's is sweet blueberries, harvest pumpkin, and spiced streusel. I love it. I can't get enough. I'm hearing that the Goose Creek one turns burned about halfway through, so I'm a little scared about that. I'm really hoping that's not the case. I had that issue with the blueberry funnel cake from Goose Creek. We'll see. Enchanted Elixir is in this theme. Possessed Pears, Enchanted Berries, and Spellbinding Sugar. I don't know about this one. This might end up in a D-stash. People have said this smells like nail polish. I don't get that vibe from it. To me, it's like an ambiguous berry that reminds me a lot of Vampire Blood. And it kind of reminds me of Ghoul Friends too, which, y'all, where is my Ghoul Friends? I thought I had a Ghoul Friends in a 3-wick, but it's not here. I must not have a 3-wick of it. Yeah, I need to go look for that. I swear I had a Ghoul Friends in my spreadsheet, but it was not in the Halloween cabinet downstairs. Another one from Goose Creek, which has not made a return this year, is Blueberry Pumpkin. This is sweet blueberries, white pumpkin, and autumn spice. I bought this last year because I thought it might be a dupe of the Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. It is not. It is almost all blueberry with just a hint of spice. And it's a more artificial, like candy-like blueberry. I like it, but it's not the same as the other ones. This one is much less spicy. I also have a Yankee Blood Orange Pumpkin that I'm going to finish up. This is just straight up blood orange to me, with a lot of cinnamon. It's not bad. I don't love it. This is at least 2 years old. Yeah, this is from 23, and this is all I've gotten through. I haven't been drawn to it. But I'm going to make it a goal to burn it because if I recall, I did actually get scent from it, which is nice. So I want to enjoy it. And the last one in this theme, and the last one in this particular larger jar rotation, is Wicked Cherry from Slatkin & Co. This is their faceted jar. Absolutely gorgeous. Recently did a review on this one. Scent notes are black cherry, midnight blackberry, pomegranate, and patchouli. Yeah, it's just yummy. It's fruity. I feel like it feels a bit sour. Juicy. I don't know that I would say I actually get cherry out of this at all. It's mostly pomegranate and blackberry to my nose, but I really, really like it, and I absolutely love the jar, and it's going to go well with the Vampire Blood. It's just a win-win-win all around for me, so happy to dig into this one. Last but not least, y'all, I have some single wicks that I'm going to go through in my bathroom. A lot of these are just duplicates, so I'll just show them to you and not share the scent notes. One of those is Pumpkin Carving. Picked this up at my outlet for $3. The Ice Cream Float. Use a reward to get that one. Vampire Blood. Also an outlet find for $3. The Maleficent. So these are all ones I've already talked about in a 3-wick format. Evil Queen. And I think, yes, this is the last one that's a duplicate, Wicked Vanilla Woods. And then I do have the Ghoul Friend in the single wick. These are all last year's labels. This is Dark Strawberries, Ghostly Peony, and Spine Chilling Citrus. Yeah, fruity, floral, very girly, very body cream. Hubs likes this one. It's okay. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it. This is one I hauled a long time ago in a huge DW haul. Big mistake. New to buying candles. Bought like 10 or 15 and I actually returned them. I paid for shipping to return them. They're so bad. But I thought the jar was cute, so I saved this one and we're going to fire it up. It's Chocolate Marshmallow Ghosts. I just love the little ghosties and the skulls and the candy on it. Don't have the scent notes on this. But yeah, it smells like Avon chocolate. It's totally fake chocolate. Chocolate coin with like a hint of marshmallow goodness. I don't really like it. It's just the label and the jar for me. And then this is a candle from Brass Coffin. You're going to see this in... No, you already saw it. The destash video I did. Her other candle I tried was completely unscented. I ended up destashing it, but I'm going to give this one a try. It actually smells like tomato vine to me. I don't remember what the scent notes were, but it straight up smells like tomato vine. I have no hope that I'll get scent from it, but I do really like the vessel and the label. So if nothing else, it'll make for a nice decor in my bathroom. All right, y'all. Ooh, we made it through a huge rotation. I do not expect to actually get through all of these. And at the end of October, I will probably destash what's left because I don't usually like to store my candles. I just don't have the room. We'll see how it goes. I'm already pulled November's rotation, have that all ready to go for next month, which I will be still adding stuff to that, but it's like I can only work so far in advance. And plus the holidays are here. So many Christmas and holiday winter candles are going to be coming out from Goose Creek. I gotta get burning. I gotta stop recording and light some more candles. All right, y'all. Let me know below a couple things. One, do you do a rotation? And if so, what kind of things are you putting in it this month? 2, do you have any questions for me about any of these candles? And 3, which one would you fire up first if you were starting your October rotation with the selections I have made? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear from you. If you like videos like this, which I know you do, you really like my rotation videos, give me a thumbs up. That makes me feel good. It also serves as engagement with my channel and helps to spread my video out to new audiences. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you are, because I will have a massive second half of the month empties video. It's still very large, so you'll want to be here for that. I also have some more Goose Creek reviews coming down the line. You're going to want to be here and see my content in your feed. Share my stuff with others if you find someone you think might like candle content like my channel. And thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you spending so much time with me. I know you had other choices. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.